Hi guys, Mrs. S, and we're going to be talking about the book A Piece of Home. A Piece of Home is about a family that faces really big changes. They were living in Korea, and then they moved to America. We can describe how the main character, Hae-jun, feels from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. And to do that, we're going to be using character clues. And remember, character clues use pictures and word clues to help us notice how the character might act, speak, think, and feel. So as I read the story, I want you to follow along and look at the pictures and listen to the words to see how Hae-jun and his family are feeling. In Korea, my grandmother was a wise and wonderful teacher. When students bowed, she held her shoulders erect, but her eyes sparkled. Even at home, my grandmother could find the extraordinary held within the ordinary, like how she coaxed her muwa shrubs to blossom into tangent flowers, revealing their bright red centers. In Korea, I was ordinary, a regular boy, playing and laughing and bossing my little sister Sira. I was not extraordinary, not different. I was just me, like so many others. In this picture, I see that Hae-jun is speaking Korean. The text tells what he thinks and what he does. He thinks he's ordinary, not different from anyone else, because he does ordinary things like laugh and play. So I think he's feeling quite happy right now by looking at his face and from the words that I hear. In Korea, my father, who always did the right thing, who always did what was expected, surprised us all. He accepted a position at a law school in West Virginia. Who would expect West Virginia? He laughed, and so did my mother. I did not. Oh, looking at Hae-jun's face, he does not look very happy that they're moving. In swift moments and rapid time, I found my world packed into 3 boxes and 1 suitcase, crated, nailed, and mailed to a house I had never seen. In West Virginia, my grandmother stays at home, and she does not hold her shoulders erect, and her eyes do not gleam at all. In West Virginia, I am not ordinary. I am different. My eyes are not big and round like everyone else's, and my hair does not tumble in the thick curls or make a golden halo all around my head. My new classmates smile and talk, but it's a sharp noise. Their names sit like stones on my tongue. Steve, Tom. What is Hae-jun saying and doing in the picture? What do you hear in the text that tells us what he is thinking? I hear that he thinks he's not ordinary. He thinks he's different. And I don't think that makes him very happy. I think he feels a little alone. Here there are mountains, like in Korea, but the sky seems smaller and darker. I miss the lights of our city. The dark here is so black. At night, I touch my eyes to make sure they are open. But when the pale moon is full and round, it looks like my face, and a little like the face of the woman who is now my teacher. My teacher is nice. She tries to help. She speaks slowly, as if I'm stupid, lips snapping over sounds my mouth will not make. I try to say I don't want to be here. She nods a lot and smiles, but that she knows that I do not understand, and I know she does not understand. Sira also does not understand. She bites and kicks and even spits on her teacher. My grandmother cries and tries to tell the teacher she is sorry. Then my father talks to the school in flawless English. It is decided that my grandmother will go to school with my sister to give her a bit of ordinary. But I have no help. I wish I were little enough or brave enough to bite and kick and spit. Days become weeks and weeks become months. I learn bathroom and please. I am surprised that I can form words that make their meaning clear, though they still feel like stones, heavy in my mouth. They work though. Play with me, like in Korea. Pass it back, like in Korea. Grandmother is learning too, along with Sira. At dinner, she tells us about the other children in Sira's class and about their young teacher. newly engaged, who helps my grandmother with English at nap time, and my grandmother, with halting words, gives her advice. One day, Steve says, "Hey, June, come over." My first visit to a friend. In his yard, I discovered a red-centered blossom. "Miwa," I said. "Rose of Sharon," Steve says. "It's Miwa in Korea," I say. "It's Rose of Sharon here," Steve says. When I leave, Steve's mother gives me Miwa blossoms and tendershoot to take home. "A piece of heaven," grandmother says. "A piece of home." My grandmother plants the shoot, and at the end of the summer, she takes one of the Miwa blossoms and sews it into the wedding dress of her teacher friend, like our family does in Korea. And I can say, "Steve, come over," light like a bubble gum on my tongue. And that is ordinary in our new home. What do you hear in the text that tells what Hae-jun says and thinks? What is he doing in this picture? I see that he's playing with his friend Steve. Do you think he's starting to feel ordinary now? Is everything starting to feel better now? Alright, so now you will have an assignment in your book, and it says beginning of Hae-jun in Korea, the middle, Hae-jun in West Virginia, and the end, Hae-jun in West Virginia. So you're going to be retelling this. Draw a picture or write the words to tell what happens at the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and at the end of the story. So like at the beginning of the story, we see Hae-jun in Korea doing ordinary things, playing with his friends and talking in Korean. In the middle, he finds out he has to move. And how is he feeling? That's right, he's not feeling very happy about it. But what happens at the end? Do you remember? That's right, he was feeling a lot better about his move. He just had to get used to it and learn new things. Alright, bye guys, have a good day.